You already know who it is.
First of all, big thank you to Pioneer. Thank you to Ulster for allowing me to come talk here. I think you are who you keep company with, so it's really cool to be on a lineup of talkers and speakers that are considered experts in their industry. I don't think I'm that yet, but one day. Anyway, just some background on me. My name's Dominic Neil. I'm a former Top 10 Idols contestant. Very interesting experience. People always ask me, so how with Idols? And I was like, it was okay. And yeah, so I did Idols, signed to Universal Publishing as a songwriter. I have a track out at the moment called Better Day with a young producer from Otarin called Joe Louis. It's doing really, really well. The video just came out last week, actually this week. I'm on DJ Kent's next single called Love You Still. I'm on his album. And yeah, I'm working on an EP next year to be also licensed through Universal in the new year. So that's a bit of background on me. And then on the flip side, I also work for an agency called Respect Music. We're also a record label. We manage a bunch of artists. We do agency work. So I've kind of really got to understand both sides of the industry as an artist and then also as management. I think people all have these ideas, and I think the big problem is there's never any ground rules. And I think the ground rules, in my opinion, are a producer is a producer, a songwriter is a songwriter, and an artist is an artist. Some people like Team ODV, screw you because you're amazing, is all three. Right. So, but then there's other people that can be two. And then most importantly, people need to realize when they're one of those three. One of the things you have to remember, especially if you're a producer and even if you're a songwriter, is that the beat that you get from a producer is never the final beat. And again, I come back to being strategic. What do you want to achieve with a song, you know? And I'm going to come to it now in the song structure, but a hook is so important because it's what people take away, you know? You see it at festivals when DJs play, particularly Ultra. A lot of the time, DJs aren't even playing the verses because it's the hook and the chorus that people hang on to. So they'll literally DJ hook to hook to hook to hook to hook to hook to hook. And it's cool, and it's true, but I think a lot of people have stories to tell. And I think music's moved from being extremely literal, where it's like, I was in the car with her, and then we held hands, and then we kissed, you know, to maybe explaining the feelings around that. And that's the thing that I really love about Universal and the guys is that, you know, they do take time to listen to my tracks. And maybe they don't listen to everyone's tracks, but I've worked really hard to try and build a reputation, both on a professional level, because if they need something from me, I'll make sure I deliver. And you know, humans are interesting. If I deliver, the dude's gonna go home and go, damn, don't ask me to listen to this. And he was so good the last time. He sent me a song in 3 days. And then you listen to it, you know? So I think there's no rules. I think, you know, a song can come from a vocal hook. A song can come from a chord progression. A song can stem from a finished beat. There's songs that guys whistle, literally, you know? And something comes from it. Apparently, Paul McCartney heard Yesterday in a Dream. I mean, he was on a lot of LSD, so I don't know. But, like, you know, the stories are endless of how songs came about, you know? With this DJ Kent track, for instance, as well, is Nick had DJ Kent and DJ Kent's manager Toomey in his office, and Kent really needed the last track on the album. You know, he had, you know, Your Zion's featuring, he had the track with Moti, Don't Let Go, he had all those things, and they just needed another track. They felt they also needed another single. And I had, for The Voice, I'd submitted a whole bunch of tracks to Universal to possibly use for some of the contestants. And one of the tracks was Love You Still, or Who Says, which is what I called it at the time. It was literally me and a guitar. And yeah, they were in Nick's office on a Wednesday. On the Thursday, Kent called me. On Friday, I was in studio. By next Wednesday, the album went for print. Anyone else?